Hey everyone, it's Quickened, and I'm really sad to make this video, but I kind of want to put it out there and thank everybody who's been really supportive. So yesterday, our Bronco got into a car accident. It was a hit and run, and the guy who crashed into our car fled the scene. And probably around 11 o'clock, Jon called me, and I was actually filming, so you can see me pick up the phone. Oh, Jon's calling. Hello? And then I cut the camera. So Jon calls and he's like, "Can you run outside? I think something happened to the Bronco." And I was barefoot. I quick ran to the window and I saw it, and it must have just happened. There were metal and shards and plastic everywhere. The light bulb in the back was smashed across the street. So I ran outside. I didn't have shoes on, and I ran through the traffic, and the way it seemed as if the car had hit it and kept going and slid along the side. So I'm on the phone with him. I'm screaming I love that Bronco. That's my baby. And we had just done so much work to it. We had just put the parts Bronco. We turned it into scrap. So literally 2 days ago we got rid of the parts Bronco, and then this happened. So so I'm on the phone with him and I'm screaming, and the way that the car had hit our Bronco had turned all the lights on inside. So I guess however it struck it, that's what happened. And I couldn't get into the door because they had hit the door in. It was awful. We had to pop the trunk and disengage the battery and all of this stuff. So meanwhile, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should call the police. We bought the car together. We split it 50-50, but the car isn't in my name. It's in Jon's. So I didn't know if I should call the police. And it turned out that one of the guys from the flower shop had seen it happen. And the guy in the truck came out of the truck to see what happened. And when the guy from the flower shop was like, "Hey man, hey, wait," the guy from the truck ran into the truck, ran the red light, and disappeared. But that meant kind of something, someone saw something happen. So I waited for the guy from the flower shop to come back, and I talked to him. He said he got a partial plate, and the truck was a Ryder truck, which is a company. And Ryder trucks, for lack of a better word, are moving trucks. So I called Jon and I'm like, "Hey, the guy from the flower shop saw something. He said it was a Ryder truck." And that made us feel a lot better. That brought us a lot of relief because it would help us. So when Jon got home, I had to go to school, but Jon talked to the guy from the flower shop, and then he talked to another business owner who has a camera outside. And the guy was happy to help. Everyone really loves Jon. Everyone always wants to help him. So the guy from the guy with the camera got 2 different sets of footage, and luckily the first set of footage I'll show.
I'm sure there's going to be a huge standing ovation for him. So yes, a great time. But we were talking Eagles today, so make sure you stay with us throughout our afternoon.
I wonder why he turns in your car.
From That's We're Live, Tim Furlong, NBC 10 News.
He just skids a little bit.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he really hit it.
10 is your official Eagles station. Pre-game and post-game coverage.
So he backs up right at that point. He's watched by that truck too.
So you can't see the DOT.
Right.
And you can't exactly see the Bronco, but you see the truck stop. And you see the guy come out. I'm not going to show the footage of the guy because I just learned Adobe Premiere and I can't conceal his identity that well. But we were able to get a physical description of the guy. And so we called Ryder Claims Department. And The first time we tried calling, the operator said that the claims woman was on lunch. So we called back in an hour, and she was still on lunch. So we called back in 4 hours, and she was still on lunch. So at that point, Jon, he's so well-tempered, like, he's my world, but he was like, "Are you effing kidding me? She's still on lunch?" And then they put us through. So at first the woman says, "Oh, well, you know, it's going to be hard to find the identity of the guy who rented the truck." And Jon said, "I don't need his identity. It's your truck." And the woman was like, "That's a good point." So I really think that they didn't want to budge. And if you've ever rented like a U-Haul or something, they ask you if you want to get the insurance in case something happens. But, you know, if you drive away, then there's no way for the public to be protected from whatever damages you conceive. But, you know, Jon told her, like, "I have the footage of the truck striking my car, and, you know, you have to do something about it." And the woman says, "Do you get the license plate?" And Jon said, "It's your truck. It doesn't matter who was driving it." So after that, it seemed like Ryder wasn't really going to help us. So Jon called every Ryder dispatch in the city. And I think Jon has rented a Ryder truck for some reason before. So he was kind of familiar with the truck style and everything. And he knew exactly what truck it was. And I think you can hear him say it on the video. So Jon called all around. He put out a big message to all the different distributors, like, looking for this type of truck with this type of lift, with passenger side damage, with brown paint. And, you know, he gave the description of the man, who I don't show in the video. So Jon said everyone he called was really happy to help, really, really helpful for him, but he hasn't heard anything yet. But it is like 2 o'clock, so I haven't heard from him yet today. He's still at work, but we're hoping that everything will be cool. Jon went to the junkyard yesterday, and he looked at some parts for the Bronco. But when I came home, like, he was on my YouTube. He was looking at old videos of the Bronco, and I mean, you know that he's hurt when he's watching my YouTube videos, because, like, he's not really that, he's not really a computer guy, but it's hard because he works so hard on the Bronco and puts so much of his heart in it that to run outside and, like, see that somebody would just crash into our car and drive away after somebody came outside and was like, "Hey, I saw you do something wrong," and the guy drove away. So, and you know, him and I are on really busy schedules, and I think that this will push back a lot of stuff for us, but it just breaks my heart that someone would do it. And when we called Ryder, they did not want to fill out the claim for us. They said that we needed more proof, and they were not helpful at all. But when you rent trucks to the public, like, they're gonna crash them. You are in charge of the claims department. People's fault are your job. But oh, it sucks. It really sucks. It really sucks that we had to take apart the battery and do all this stuff, and we can't get into the Bronco. But, you know, the damages are only on the driver's side, and there are some parts that we can fix. But I know yesterday the Jon's friend has helped Jon with a lot of the welding on the Bronco. Like, they honestly go to his garage and they weld and they do all these things and they wear the outfit, and his welder, you know, he's gonna help Jon, and everybody wants to help him, but it's still it still sucks. And I really just want to thank everybody who commented on my post yesterday, who left me a message on Tumblr. Like, I know that all those messages went straight to Jon, and he was able to see them. And I felt so bad that I was at school and I couldn't be with him, but, like, I feel blessed that everyone online could talk to Jon and be with him and share your experiences, because our vehicles, they're a part of us, you know? And everyone who had kind words, I thank you so much. It means so much to us, so much to the Bronco, and you know, it gives all of Jon's hard work like value, because I'm sure he felt so terrible, like I felt so bad too, and I'd love to keep everybody updated with what happens. You know, if we have to get a lawyer, if Ryder, you know, watches the footage and recognizes that one of their trucks crashed into our truck. But I'll keep everybody posted, and thank you so much for the kind words. They go so far and they help us so much. And thanks for everyone reading those comments were so uplifting, and I'm so glad that you guys took some time to support us, and I love you guys so much, from our heart to yours. And I know Jon doesn't come on camera a lot, but everybody said, like, you know, he doesn't deserve this and all of these things, and thank you so much. So that's what happened with the Bronco. So far today, we have not heard anything yet, and we have not moved the Bronco because I don't know if someone has to come and take pictures of it, or if someone will finally identify this man. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll keep everybody updated.